Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Tenstreet's National Truck Driver Appreciation Week Unlock Driver Rewards webinar. We're super excited that you've joined us today. My name is Taylor McElroy. I'm on the account management team here at Tenstreet. I'm also here with Miss Christy Choice, and she'll be leading us through the presentation today. With National Truck Driver Appreciation Week coming up, we thought now was a better time than ever to talk about showing those drivers some appreciation with redeemable points in Driver Pulse that a driver can then use to redeem gift cards for a wide variety of places, just to ensure they're spending those rewarded points exactly how they want and make sure they're feeling appreciated and rewarded. We're focusing on this today, but every month we do have free webinar presentations on a bunch of various different topics. The next one will actually be next Wednesday, September the 13th. This will be Beyond Veteran Friendly, Achieving Veteran Ready Status, and this will be led by our transportation advisor, Marilyn Serber. Then also on September 19th, we'll have Exchange 101 training and then Exchange 201 training on September 21st. Rounding out the month on the 26th, we'll also have our Safety Management 101 webinar. We'd be more than happy to see you there. If you ever need to register for any of these webinars, you can either click on the login notice in your dashboard, or you can go to tenstreet.com and click on resources and then go to webinar and events. There you'll see the schedule and you can click on the webinar that you want to register for. Also, on top of that, shameless plug, we do have our Tenstreet User Conference 2024 ready to go. Registration is open, and we're back at the Bellagio and would love to see you. You can also go to your webinars and events from the Tenstreet website or just tenstreet.com/events to sign up and register for that. This will give you a great opportunity to meet with your account managers, your advisors, and the rest of the Tenstreet team, as well as gain some great insight into trends and the numbers involving the trucking industry as a whole. We'll also show off and give early access to all of our new tools 4 months ahead of our standard release, and it gives you the opportunity to help provide valuable feedback on the building of these tools, much like the rewards platform that we talked about today. So as today's presentation goes along, there is a space in your go-to webinar panel where you can submit questions anonymously. We'll stop periodically just to get all those questions answered. So if you brought questions with you or anything comes to mind as we go through the system, please don't hesitate, send those in. We'd be more than happy to answer those for you, make sure we get that taken care of. Lastly, this presentation is recorded. So since you registered for the webinar, you'll actually receive an email with the recording within 24 hours after we wrap everything up. So without further ado, I'll let the one and only Christy Choice take it away with all the features of our rewards platform and kick this thing off.
Woohoo! Well, thank you so much, Taylor. I am thrilled to be with everyone today, talking through, our new rewards platform. So I was able to present on this at our user conference this year, earlier in the spring, and it was a blast, right? But I think one of the highlights of this webinar today is just really to show you what we've done, what we've accomplished with our rewards platform right in time for National Truck Driver Appreciation Week. Plus, to me, the icing on the cake is that I get to work with you, Taylor. I think you're absolutely phenomenal, and I love that the people are getting to hear from you. So this is a real treat for us.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm excited to be here, Christy. Thank you so much.
Yeah, heck yeah. Okay, so when we talk about rewards, this is a platform that we've created to really help you administratively, and even the way that you build your culture and reinforce positive behaviors is through rewards. Now, you're already probably doing this in some way, shape, form, or fashion, but we want to kind of just take it from the very beginning. So why reward your drivers? You pay them well. You're always evaluating, your benefits and your pay structure, right? You treat them well, right? You're in very focused on creating a healthy culture within your companies, but now you can surprise them well as well. Okay, so I love this slide because it's like, hey, being a truck driver is hard, right? There's like, hey, what my friends think I do, what my wife thinks I do, what DOT thinks I do. Okay, what society thinks I do, but there's a difference in what everyone thinks versus what a truck driver actually does, right? These are professional drivers who deserve appreciation. And I say this with a lot of my clients. I feel like I'm a really good driver, but I am not cut out to be a truck driver like at all. right? Not my forte, not my strong suit at all, right? So let's reward drivers for all of the things that they do to contribute to our industry, to the success of your companies, right? So rewards is something, like I said, you already probably do this somehow, right? But now you can surprise them well as well. Okay. Now, what should I reward my drivers for? You know, attending safety meetings, customer compliments, helping one another, sharing really good ideas. We know that's super important. Participating in a driver panel, for example. We have knowledge of clients who do like a photo of the month type of deal, right? These drivers are all across the country taking really beautiful photos and, just doing things that are participating in helping build your culture, right? Going above and beyond. And hey, just because, like, you want to just reward them for cooperating and being a really great member of your staff and contributing to your company. But just in time for National Truck Driver Appreciation Week, this would be a perfect opportunity to reward your drivers, right? Now, these are just a few of the ideas that we came up with, but I'm sure that, if you really thought about the different ways or reasons why you would want to reward your drivers, you could probably come up with a laundry list of reasons that your drivers deserve appreciation and ways that your company uniquely wants to start rewarding them. Like I said, most of the time you are wanting to reinforce positive behavior. They completed their independent contractor agreement, or they submitted their MMR, sorry, monthly maintenance, form, on time, right? Or you didn't have to chase them down to get, copy of their CDL or med card, right? Whatever. There are so many things that a driver does on an ongoing basis. And you know what? If you've had issues with it or just want to just give a thank you, definitely use the rewards platform to do that. You already probably have a drawer somewhere full of gift cards, or an admin in your offices who handles those types of things, right? And you kind of knock on that door and say, hey, I need another gift card, because this guy really just, knocked my socks off with this really great idea he shared, right? There are so many reasons why you can reward your drivers, but now we're going to introduce you to a platform that will help you do it even better. Okay. Now, why use Tenstreet's rewards platform? Okay, so there is no commitment required. You can use it as much or as little as you'd like. To ease your way on in, I would highly suggest, hey, you set a small budget and say, you know what, we're gonna try this out. We're gonna see what the reception is like amongst our fleet, right? So there is no commitment required. There is a reduced administrative hassle. So these are electronic gift cards, right? So you don't have to, lock up the gift cards in a special secret, super secret location, right? And then someone has to actually go to the store as well to go ahead and, actually purchase the gift cards and then submit it for reimbursement. It can be a hassle, right? Doing it the rewards way in the Tenstreet platform gives you the benefit of doing it electronically. Okay. Now, again, why use Tenstreet's rewards platform? Drivers deserve appreciation. The system is embedded into the app called Driver Pulse that many of them already use. I am not exaggerating when I say many, I mean millions, many, not just a few here and there, but we have so many unique active users in the Driver Pulse app already. It's not just when they're looking for a job, it's throughout their tenure with your company too. So they're still active in Driver Pulse because they can complete forms. Again, this is an app they already use and they're already familiar with, and they can receive the rewards there. Okay. Now, there are 3 different types of rewards programs to fit your budget and fit your needs. And then the last reason to use Tenstreet's rewards platform, it's easy. It's so easy, and I'm going to show you a little bit later as we kind of dive into it. You will see how easy it is and that we are not exaggerating. Now, Taylor is going to walk us through the next step here. What are the options?
Yeah, thank you so much, Christy. And just a couple of the options that we currently have include our applause rewards, which is essentially, hey, I want to reward this driver on a one-time basis and say, hey, you're doing fantastic. Here, I want you to take a few of these points that we've got, and I want you to be able to redeem a gift card. Go buy yourself some lunch, go get that project done from Home Depot that you're wanting to get done. Here's the money for the materials. Applause that driver specifically for just how well they've been doing. Another thing that's actually running through Driver Pulse right now is our Pulse sweepstakes. Drivers can enter in a Tenstreet sponsored sweepstakes through their Driver Pulse app currently, and this allows them to enter in for a drawing for a certain point total. I don't remember it right off the top of my head, Christy, but I know it's a pretty good amount if I'm not mistaken. I want to say it's around $100.
Mm-hmm. It is.
But
It is. Oh,
yeah,
lots of money on the line there.
perfect. Yes, drivers can enter into this, and we draw new winners every week. So there's also a possibility for them to get those points and also be able to go out and redeem those for what they need. On top of that, let's say that you're wanting to just celebrate drivers on their birthday or their anniversary date of how long they've been working with you. We do have automation with our rewards that will allow them to automatically be sent some points just for saying happy birthday. It's a really nice touch. It always, makes the driver feel appreciated and wanted and that they're seen, which is the whole idea behind all of this, is we want to make sure that we're appreciating our drivers.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think that was really great. And so Taylor, we have the Pulse sweepstakes, which are sponsored by Tenstreet, but we also let's kind of just talk about it here. We have a sweepstakes platform that right now it interacts with our True Fuel platform. If you're interested in fuel savings for your fleet, reach out to sales@tenstreet.com and ask about True Fuel. Just say, I need info about True Fuel. We know that fuel is one of the largest costs for carriers, and so sweepstakes is really intended to help you as an individual carrier incentivize fuel savings for your fleet, and we'd love to talk to you about sweepstakes as it relates to True Fuel sometime in the future. Okay, so don't be shy, reach out to sales@tenstreet.com, or if you already know who your Tenstreet advisor is, just reach out to them directly and say, hey, I just need info, right? You're not on the line or you're not making a commitment, but hearing more about True Fuel will really help you. Okay. So next we want to talk through applause rewards. Now, as Taylor said, this is your way to just go in and manually provide a reward or reward points to your drivers, whether they are hired, whether they're in process, whether it's a newer applicant. This is not predicated on them being in a specific status, but this is a way for you to just, reward your drivers and for a job well done. Okay, show your drivers that you appreciate them. Your users can reward drivers for good behaviors inside and outside of the dashboard. Let's say your safety manager was in the yard and just observed some really cool behavior happening out there. Someone's helping someone else out. They didn't have to, but they said, hey, you know what? You need a hand. I'm right here. I'm going to jump in to help, right? We want to make sure you have a way to just go into the dashboard, immediately click the little gift box and just say, you know what? I saw you doing the right thing, so I'm going to go ahead and give you a reward for it. Okay. Now you can easily send rewards from all over your Tenstreet dashboard. So I like to think of when I'm baking cupcakes and I have sprinkles and I just kind of sprinkle them around, and I have a little heavy sprinkle hand, okay? But that's what we did with the rewards boxes. We have sprinkled them all over your Tenstreet dashboard. It's in the safety management tool, specifically like in the CSA tab where you can it's really cool because this is where the clean inspection information comes in the subject tasks tool, in insights, communications view, and more places, right? So I kind of like to do a where's Waldo, but with the rewards box, because you will find it in lots of places. I even was running a report the other day and the little rewards boxes just automatically showed up. But we did this so that you can, from so many different places in the dashboard, see the rewards box, click it, and immediately be presented with the ability to award points to your drivers. Okay. Now, not only is it easy for you to send them, but it's also easy for drivers to collect and redeem the points. So drivers will be notified of their newly awarded points through the Driver Pulse app, where they can quickly redeem them for an electronic gift card. We'll talk about the vendors in just a few moments, but it's really cool and it's very easy for drivers to use. We have evidence that some drivers are storing up their points and they're like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna store up these points because there's a big ticket item that I'm looking for. But other drivers, we have noticed that they're like, hey, I want DoorDash tonight, so I'm gonna go ahead and redeem my points now for a DoorDash gift card. How cool is that? They get to choose whether they store them. They get to manage them in the rewards wallet within the Driver Pulse app. Okay. Now, for this, there is no commitment or implementation period. So for many of you, you've added on products and services to your Tenstreet package. And sometimes it's like, hey, someone's going to reach out and they're going to collect information from you. Then you're going to schedule a call, right? And there is an implementation time frame, but there is no implementation for the rewards platform. I'm going to show you how easy it is to get started. You can add a credit card to upload those funds in your dashboard and like use it within the next few moments, right? It's very, very easy. Okay, you can easily manage and access the access, goodness gracious, and set your budget. So every company is different. And so let's say you only want to kind of pilot the program with just a couple of recruiters and give them access. You don't want them to blow through the budget too quickly. So you can set a per day and per month max. I'll show you how to do it. It's super easy. We've made it actually simpler than ever before. So I absolutely love it. And next we're going to talk through what the automation looks like. But again, this is applause rewards that we're talking about. These are in the moment. I see something and I want to just provide some reward points to a driver. Again, they don't have to be in a hired status. They can be in just about any status, and you can give them rewards points. If they don't have the Driver Pulse app, they'll still get an email and need to download the Pulse app so that they can access and maintain their wallet from there. We have some really cool reporting behind the rewards platform as well. Okay, here we go. So next, we want to talk through rewards with automation, okay? So as Taylor mentioned, we want you to be able to set it and forget it, and the automation is continuing to evolve, but everybody has the ability currently to automate birthday rewards and hire date anniversary rewards, okay? This is an automated way to send predetermined rewards points for birthdays and service anniversaries. It's easy to use with any budget with a preset rewards amount. So you can say, hey, you know, a birthday is going to get 20,000 points, right? And on that day, the person is automatically going to receive that reward. You didn't have to do anything. As long as your rewards budget is funded with enough points, then you are able to just go ahead and turn this on and not really worry about it. But rewards with automation is specific to drivers in a hired status or whatever hired statuses you use at your company, okay? So you never have to worry about forgetting milestones or special moments, right? We know that as your businesses continue to grow, your fleets are getting larger, but you can still reward your drivers and let them know that they are very, very much appreciated. I absolutely love the automation, and I love the direction that we're taking this because, again, there's a difference of seeing things in the moment and being able to provide an applause award, but when you're able to turn on the rewards with automation, it just, it's one less thing to do, right? You checked it off your box automatically already. Now, before we go into the next slide, I want to ask Taylor, are there any questions from anyone out there?
No, Christy, I don't see any questions right now. And remember, you guys do have a question box here in your GoToWebinar panel. So feel free to shoot those our way. We'll make sure that we get those answered as quickly as we possibly can. They can come in anonymously if you'd like. We'd be more than happy to take those questions and make sure we get those answered for you, though.
Absolutely. So we are going to do a little bit of a demo in a few moments. But again, if you have any questions and you just don't want to forget it, do what Taylor said, okay? Taylor is calling the shots here. And he said, use the questions box in your GoToWebinar control panel and let us know what questions you have. If you don't have any questions, feel free to just put a comment in the questions box. I know that might go against some of your, like, ideology of how the questions box is supposed to work, but we want to know that you're here, you're listening, and if you have any questions or comments, we're happy to get those answered for you. Okay, so Taylor, let's talk about what drivers can redeem points for. Let's talk about all of these vendors that are here.
Yeah, absolutely. So drivers, our idea behind this is we want the driver to be able to redeem those points for any situation that they see that they'd like to use these points in, whether it be, oh, I decided I wanted to go ahead and get DoorDash tonight, or I want to go start on my project over at Home Depot. We have multiple different vendors that we work with to where a driver can go through and get these gift cards in place electronically and redeem that for whatever it is that they're wanting. Some of the vendors we use, of course, Amazon, Bass Pro, we've got Best Buy and DoorDash, Home Depot, and many, many more. So that way the driver can make sure that they're getting exactly what they're wanting to from their rewards points. Now, I do see a question here. How many points does it take to redeem and gift the card? That's a great question. Christy, I do believe that one is 500 points, which equates out to $5. Um,
Oh,
it's 1 penny, 1 point. Is that correct there?
it absolutely is. So we wanted to make it a really easy conversion system for you. So each point is worth 1 penny. Okay, a penny a point, with the lowest reward you can give being 500 points, which is $5. And so we're going to go through that a little bit more. You all, when we first were exposed to the rewards platform, I was like, this is fantastic, but the math ain't mathing. If I'm carrying a decimal point, I'm going to need help. And so we worked with our awesome products team, and what they did is created like a conversion. So you'll see the points value, but you'll also see the dollar value. And so it's really important that we know that you are funding your rewards points system with money, right? But that those dollars convert to 1 penny per point, and you're giving points to the driver, not dollars to the driver. Okay, so there is a conversion that happens somewhere along the way, and we're happy to show you exactly what that looks like and how you'll manage that in the rewards platform. All right, so let's move on. That was a really great question. Okay, so let's get to it. How Tenstreet makes National Truck Driver Appreciation Week simple. Okay, number one, easy to use. The jury's still out on that one because you all likely have not seen the platform, but we're going to show you that in just a minute. Super easy to use. There's no long wait times to order branded merch or personalized gifts. Now, you've all probably ordered merchandise and you have to decide which t-shirt sizes to get, right? Or how long is it going to take for these hats to be created? All types of things like that, right? But you don't have to wait any longer, because you know what? We love to rep our companies, but also if I really want to give the driver what they want, maybe a gift card is better, right? Maybe you just giving them some points is going to go a little farther with them, because they can just purchase whatever they want with their points and redeem them even the same day. There is no coordination or shipping to get your gifts to busy drivers who are constantly on the road. Sometimes I've heard of companies who have, their own ways of rewarding their drivers, and they put it to the side for them, and they're like, hey, don't forget, next time you come to the terminal, go ahead and get the bag that's behind the desk and over here. and this is the shirt that you won last month, right? And it's just they're collecting dust. But when you reward drivers with points, they're able to access them immediately, and these are electronic gift cards, which makes this so much more simple for you to use. Okay, again, points are gift cards to stores and restaurants that drivers love. We did a little bit of research, right, when we were choosing our vendors. And so these are very popular vendors, just like you saw on the last screen. We're talking, Target, Walmart, Grubhub, DoorDash, the places that people go very regularly, very often. And we have a nice little variety. I even love that we have Petco there for us animal lovers out there who just want to, I don't need anything for myself, but I want to get something for one of my fur babies, right? You can do whatever you want with your points. points, when those drivers get them, they can choose how they redeem the points. It makes life simple for you and your drivers, okay? So do not forget. So for next week, for National Truck Driver Appreciation Week, you don't have to think of it, like think too hard about it. Just say, hey, Tenstreet has a new rewards platform and we can begin to use this today, okay? So it's gonna be really great. So here's a quick summary, okay? There's applause rewards, rewards with automation, and then sweepstakes. So let's talk about applause rewards. They're easy way to show driver appreciation. Rewards with automation makes it even easier to send rewards on predetermined events like birthdays and service anniversaries. You can send rewards from the applause rewards from any time from within the subject view and all those cute little rewards boxes that are sprinkled throughout the Tenstreet dashboard. The rewards with automation, you turn it on, set it, and forget it. And drivers are going to get whatever they want. They're going to redeem their points for electronic gift cards from popular vendors. Okay. Now for sweepstakes, again, this is for True Fuel right now. And again, side note, if you want more information about True Fuel, just email your Tenstreet advisor at sales@tenstreet.com and just say, need more info about True Fuel, okay? Because this is a way for you to manage your own driver appreciation type contests, but it's based on how they're interacting with True Fuel and saving on fuel, okay? So those contests will run on a month-to-month basis with drivers completing tasks to earn entries. Again, it all goes back to them getting whatever they want. They're going to redeem points for electronic gift cards from very popular vendors. Okay. Now, Taylor, tell us all about user conference. You already mentioned it before, but I think our user conference is worth mentioning again. What about you?
Oh, 100%. It is the event of the year by far. Definitely fantastic. We're at the Bellagio again in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. It looks like it's going to be April 3rd through April 5th over in 2024. Registration's open now. We would love to see you there. Kind of like I mentioned before, this is a great opportunity to meet with all of us Tenstreeters over here, account managers, your advisor, and a lot more of the team as well. This will also give you a lot of the great trends and data involving the trucking industry as a whole. Also, you get to see tools like our rewards platform way earlier than everybody else, as well as get that access a little bit early, just so that way, you can go ahead and start using it and tell us, hey, this might need to be, I would love it if this were the case in this section of the tool. We love that feedback. It's what we build our products on. So, we would love to see you there. We would love to have you as a part of it. Something I didn't mention as well is if you're in the Nashville area and you're on this call, we're
Ooh.
also hosting our Tenstreet Roadshow in Nashville here coming up next week on Tuesday on the 12th. That registration's also open right now if you'd like to come and see us. You can meet with our CEO, Tim Crawford. He'd be more than happy to talk through his valuable knowledge and some of the solutions to help optimize your business processes. It's just a half-day commitment. We're not going to take your whole day from you, but that registration's also open on tenstreet.com/events, and we'd be more than happy to see you there.
Heck yeah, that is so awesome. That is so awesome. I think both of those are definitely worth mentioning. Everybody might be wondering, like, okay, it's still 2023. Why are we talking about 2024? Well, there is $150 off your registration if you use the early bird code. So go ahead and get registered with that code early bird. And you know what? The time is flying, right? We're already into September. So that early bird registration code is only good through October 31st at 5 p.m. Central. We're cutting it off. But one of the things that's really super impressive about our user conference is that the registration includes your stay at the Bellagio. And so really you just get registered and you get there. Right? So we try to make it as easy as possible for you to be with us to see the Tenstreet team and kind of, get those industry insights. It is information overload, but in the best way possible. Okay. So yes, you want to join us. And you know what? We didn't even lose too many people there, Taylor. Like, they all stayed logged in. Oh man, somebody just dropped off. Just kidding, just kidding. Well, let's do a live demo. And then after the live demo, we're going to come back for a few questions. Okay. So let's just go ahead and jump right in. Let me do the little exclamation point here. Now, so the first thing I wanted to do is kind of show you all what it might look like if you are currently logged into your Tenstreet dashboard. So you might go to Tools, and if you go to Rewards, it's a little box and it looks like a little gift box. I was not lying about that. And then before you are able to see things, you're presented with the terms and conditions, okay? And so we want you to be fully aware of, all of these terms here. And so we put some things here for you to review. Now, if you wanted to, I would just, highlight it all, copy it if you wanted to, have someone else within your organization review it. We want to be very, very transparent about this. So that's why, because you are funding your rewards program with your own funds, we want to make sure that there are some disclosures that you're aware of. And so all of that is here. But once you take a look at the terms and conditions and you're like, yeah, I can get with it. If you agree to the terms and conditions and click save, then you will be presented with the next step. Okay. Now I'm not going to do this here because I like to, I want to keep this, but this is what it's going to look like. So in typical Christy fashion, I'm jumping around, but I love that you all are following along with me. Okay, so I'm in the tools, and let's say I've already clicked the terms and condition, I've agreed to it, I've already clicked save. Now, when I go into rewards, it's gonna look like this. Okay, so the rewards tool has several different tabs, and we're gonna go through each of them here. Now, the rewards overview is going to give you an overview of the monthly max reward amount that you've set. And just like I told you, we're looking at points here, everyone. These are points. And then here's the dollar value right below it. Okay. The points rewarded, the average points per day, how many awards have been given to how many recipients. And then there's the total available points right here as well. You can add points, okay? So yours is going to be blank until you add some points, but you can very easily add those points in, okay? Now this is really cool because here's the daily points, and so it's a little graph that shows you on every single day, like how many points were given by your team. And so again, if you give a few people access and you want to kind of see what they're doing, all of those metrics are going to come into this rewards screen. Okay, now here are the September cumulative points. Okay, so this lets you see on a graph here all of this data. So anyway, it's looking at this month. Just so far, there's only a few days in this month, so this is showing us that this is trending up and to the right. Okay, you're given those points, and we love it. Now, the applause reward leaders, okay, so these are the users, their user role in the system, and then the last reward that they gave in the totals. Okay, so if you want to see who on your team is really using those applause rewards to manually give those rewards out, this is one way you can see it. Now, these are the applause reward recipient leaders. So these are the names of each of the drivers, their last reward, what the amount was, and the total for that month. Because you know what? There might have been so many reasons to give George multiple rewards. And so that's why, the last one was 1,000 points, but he has a total of 4,000 points this month so far. So he's killing the game, and I love it. And then there are some different categories down here. We put in categories so that you can better determine how and why your team is giving out points to folks. And so we'll show you what that looks like in just a moment. Now, before I go into the recent transactions tab, Taylor, are there any questions that have popped into the chat?
So I did have a few that I've been kind of answering here privately. One is there a complete list of vendors or gift cards that you're able to look at currently right now?
Absolutely. So we'll be happy to send that to you. And so just as long as you collect that their email address, sorry, then we can absolutely get that to you. Now that's going to be as of today. We're always continuing to add more vendors, but yes, we're happy to provide that list to you. All right, Taylor, what else do we have?
Sure. Another question that was there was related to, are there any rewards that can be used for truck stops such as Pilot or Flying J?
Not just yet. So we are working on some additional vendors, and so that's going to be coming very, very soon. We already know what industry we're in, and we know how your companies are patronizing each of the different truck stops. So they are on our list, and hopefully by Q4 we're able to provide an update to you all about which of those we've gotten across the finish line.
Awesome. That's everything we've got, Christy.
Okay, excellent.
Another great question just popped in. I wanted to go ahead and address this one real quick. What happens if the driver quits or gets terminated? Do they get to keep the rewards?
Ooh, that is a great question. Once you give these points away to the driver, you have no visibility in how or when they're redeemed. If that person is terminated, those are their points. It's just like, giving a gift to someone, you don't know if they use it or not. This is the same idea. So you don't have any visibility into how they use the rewards, when they redeem them, or any of that. You give them to the driver, and no matter what status they are with you all, if you're an individual company, they're still able to keep their points. There's no take backsies. All right, this is fantastic. Those are great questions. Now, there's still so much to show you, so I am going to move forward, but keep those questions rolling in because yes, okay. And it looks like someone else asked, hey, can I get a copy of this presentation? We're happy to provide it to you. You'll also receive a copy of the recording in about 24 hours so that you can review it as well. But we're happy to continue so that you'll have some good stuff to review. Okay. Recent transactions is what you would assume. If you wanted to just look based on work list or specific start and end date, you can. But anyway, this is really just letting you see who is the user who's given a point, what subject, what driver name, okay, and then what category those are under. So you can kind of filter and sort your way through here. Now, applause permissions. Again, we told you this is easy, and y'all, I was not kidding. Okay, this is so easy. So for each of your users that are defined in your dashboard, you'll be able to see their names here. If you don't want someone to have access, you just change the status from on to off, right? And you can see here that, it has grayed out their daily point max that they can give and the monthly point max because they're cut off. Jane is not giving anybody points, right? But it's super easy to turn it right back on and just click that status toggle right over there, okay? Now, the company point limits, this is for an administrative user to say, hey, how many points do we want to give at the max per day as a company and per month as a company, right? And so in this case, it's 100,000 points, which is $1,000. Now, there's a user default point limits. So there's a daily limit for each of the users, and then a monthly limit. Again, those are right up here. And then there's a subject point limits. Now, we did see Joe Schmo earlier was like getting a whole lot of points. But, if you want to set a daily limit so that a driver can't be over incentivized, I don't even think that's a thing, but we know that, you are actually funding your rewards with real money. And so if you want to set up some guardrails to prevent against someone getting too many points in a specific day or month, you can do that here. Now, one of the things that I love about this is these are inline edits. And so that just means if I wanted to edit it, I just like click on the number and it does it. So anyway, I just thought that was super cool. And I'm just gonna go ahead and just increase it to 10 million points, right? Because I'm fancy like that, which is $100,000, but I'm spending all of the point money here. Just wanted to show you all how easy it is, okay? Now, there are some reports available. So this one is a reward prepaid account statement of activity. Because you are going to be funding your rewards platform, likely with your company credit card, we know that you're going to need to submit a receipt. And so that's what you can do. There's also another report that we just created, and it's about the driver's activity in Pulse, because if they don't have a Pulse account, you'll want to decide how you move forward with them, right? Most of the time, we expect that you'll continue to use the rewards platform to reward points to a specific driver for all of the wonderful contributions they're making to your company. But if you're like, hey, you need to get Pulse and you need to download it so that you can access your rewards, some drivers just need a little help in hand. So the report is helpful because it helps identify who you need to connect with, because you do want your rewards to be used, right? And then last but not least is program configuration. Okay, if you can't tell from the change in my voice, I'm like, swaying from side to side, because this is where we talk about automation. Okay, now, birthday and work anniversary or service anniversary, these are both active. Okay, and we have it set up to give 1,000 points, which is $10, on your hired driver's birthday or anniversary. So very, very, very cool. It's turned on. Now, we want you to make sure that for the work anniversary, have the hire date tag added for your hired drivers or your active drivers. And this isn't just for company drivers. If you contract owner operators, oh my gosh, they would be so excited to also receive rewards. Okay, so if you have like a contract date or anniversary date, hire date, whatever you call it, if it's a tag in Tenstreet, we need that value to be filled in so that no one who's hired with you or contracted with you is missing getting their points for their service anniversary. Okay. All right, so that is most of the tool. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and pick someone. Let's pick Madalena. And so here's the little reward box. Ta-da! It's right here in the user profile. If I click it, okay, this is how to give a reward. So here's the category. It's an applause reward, but let's say I want to say, you know what, for reporting purposes, I want you to know, you know what, this is because of driver appreciation, and I'm going to go ahead and give you 3,000 points. I can type in you can type in anything, right? Happy driver appreciation. Click send, and it's gonna always ask, hey, are you sure? Yes. And then guess what? Confetti. Oh, I love it. And it lets you know, hey, the reward has been sent. And then you can see all of the different categories, the dates, the reward, and the message. Hey, there was a happy birthday. There was a driver appreciation one, like all kinds of things, million mile. So we do have these different categories that you can choose so that when you pull reports, you can know which type of applause reward you were giving to your drivers. Now, I know there was probably tons of oohs and ahs out there that I could not hear. So I'm going to pause for a moment and ask Taylor if there are any questions that we need to answer.
I'm just still oohing and on over that confetti. I still love that. It's my favorite part of the entire.
I know, it is so cool. It is very cool. I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. Now, I want to show you an example, and I know we're running up against time here, but I want to show you what it looks like in different places in the dashboard. So you've probably, if you haven't turned on rewards, you need to go into your dashboard, go to, again, the rewards tool, review all of the terms and conditions around the use of the rewards platform. We got our privacy policy in here. Again, we want to make sure that you know that we're covered. And it spells out the penny per point, all kinds of different things. But once you agree, then it's like magic. You'll start seeing these little gift boxes everywhere. And so you can just click right here. Here's Tom. I'm going to give him a orientation reward and say, hey, oh my gosh, you came to orientation, you were ready, you participated, it was great meeting you. We're excited to have you as a part of the team. Oh my gosh, let me type that because I think that was a really good one. Apparently I cannot text no, not text, type and talk. Maybe that's what I was trying to say. Oh my gosh. But here you go. Hey, are you sure? Yes, there it is. Confetti. Oh my gosh. So, it makes it easy because it just kind of slides right in there on the screen. And then, hey, once it's done, you're done. And so this is just one of the spots where you will definitely see those little reward boxes, in addition to just being in the subject view. Here we go. All right. What other questions do we have?
So we've got a good one over here, Christy. Can you bulk send rewards to drivers?
At this time, no, you cannot bulk send rewards to drivers. They are either applause rewards that you're giving manually, or they are automated, like for a birthday or service anniversary. Yep.
That's a great question. Absolutely. Now, another one we have, if we agree to the terms, does it automatically lock in the card on file, or can that be changed later on?
Oh, that is a great question, but no. So the billing for rewards is completely separate from how you pay your Tenstreet invoice and how you may fund your PSP or job store ordering in the billing tool. We know that it is a separate space for you, but likely that's coming from a different pool of funds. So we did a little bit of research and decided to just keep it separate. And so no, it's not going to automatically charge the card. You will need to go in to that rewards tool. Let's do it together. Okay. Yours is going to say 0 here, but you're going to click add points. You can click on manage cards and delete the current card that's in there. Well, there won't be a card in yours, because it's not going to carry over the information that you already have. So you'll add a new card here. Yay, that's a great question.
And we've got one more here that says, what is the cost for this module through Tenstreet? I
Oh,
would highly recommend you going ahead and just reaching out to your Tenstreet advisor. They'd be more than happy to walk through this with you, as well as be able to give you a little bit more pricing on this module.
absolutely. Yes. So Taylor, you are 1000% correct. So for those of you who attended user conference, you know that we talked about this quite a bit. And so depending on how you want to use the rewards platform, we want your advisor to be able to have that conversation with you so they give you correct information. Not that our information is incorrect. However, we do want you to get that information from your Tenstreet advisor. So go to sales@tenstreet.com, just go ahead and email them, and they're happy to provide that information to you. Now, just to be completely transparent, if you attended user conference 2023, this rewards with automation is free till the end of the year. Okay, for non-UC attendees, you're able to turn it on the dashboard, but then your advisor is going to get an alert and you're going to have that conversation. And so there are applause rewards that are free for anyone to use. And again, with the applause rewards, that is your team manually going in and actually saying, hey, I want to give Teresa a reward for XYZ. Okay, so for pricing information and for a better explanation of that, please reach out to sales@tenstreet.com. Awesome. Yes, indeed. Okay, so a couple of things I wanted to show you while we are here, because we're answering all these good questions for you. Just to recap, in the rewards tool, you're able to set it and forget it. Now, this is called program configuration, and this is where you will configure the automation for birthdays and work anniversaries. Okay, now they're not active until you turn them on. But if you're expecting there to be like an automation tab, it's just called program configuration. Okay. Under reporting, again, I told you there are a couple of reports that are available. We're happy to show you what this looks like, but this is the reward prepaid account statement of activity report. This is where you'll manage the permissions about who's able to give what. how many points per day. Again, it's 1 penny per point. And the way that, for you all who have lots of drivers, what I would do is have a quick meeting, show your team how to use it, set up the parameters in advance, and like give them their marching orders, and then just monitor it here. And if you see that there's someone who's not giving points, you can revisit it with them and let them know the reasons that you want them to be giving points and that you're trying it out. Let's say for drivers appreciation, you want to do something exciting and you want to start using the rewards platform, it's perfect timing for that. Okay, so set up a quick meeting with your team and say, hey, we're going to do this thing. And trust me, you are going to benefit from the reduced administrative hassle. You're not going to have to buy gift cards and do all of that stuff. Now, hey, I'm always in favor of a real good barbecue or breakfast. Okay, so do that. But also reward your drivers with some points that they can use to redeem electronic gift cards through the Driver Pulse app. They're going to have a really, really good time with it. Okay. Woo. Okay. Taylor, are there any other questions before we jump back into the presentation?
No more questions so far, Christy, but since we are running up against time, if you have any questions at all, feel free to send those in. We'd be more than happy to get to them before we hop off here today.
All right, that is so true. Now we talked about it a little bit, but I want to show you what it looks like in Driver Pulse. So the driver is going to get a notification, and they need to enable their wallet. And so, on many phones and devices, if they open an app and there's like a recent version of it that they don't have, it's going to prompt them to do that. So the wallet is there and needs to be enabled. But I wanted to show you all that it will always help a driver to keep track of their points that are earned, points that have been redeemed, and their balance. Okay, so there's ways for them to earn. These are the points that can be redeemed, and then it'll show them the history. I apologize that I have no history in my wallet. This is my test account, so I'm not playing around with anybody's money, but they'll be able to see the Tenstreet sponsored sweepstakes that's already here, but they'll also be able to see how many points they've been given from your individual company as well. So they can receive points. Let's say, they were with a company that used the reward system and then they separated from your company and then went somewhere else. There's still those drivers points. And so they will always be here for them to review and see a history of who gave them what points, and they'll be able to redeem them. You don't have any visibility into that because once you give those points, it's the driver's points. So wanted to show that while we are here. Okay. All right, so we've done our demo, and let's do, the last little bit here. We've done some questions too, but there's some real good stuff on here. So we know that you will continue to have questions. Again, everyone is going to receive a copy of this recording in about 24 hours, but we want you to contact your Tenstreet advisor or email sales@tenstreet.com to get started today. There's no implementation time, but we do want to make sure your questions are answered before next week with National Truck Driver Appreciation. So we want you to feel very comfortable with using this. Again, why would you want to do this? Let's go back because I think that this is super important. Okay, there's no commitment required. There's a extremely reduced administrative hassle. Drivers deserve appreciation, so this is a no-brainer. This system is in the Driver Pulse app that they already use. There's 3 different types of rewards programs, of which the Applause Awards are free. And why not? It's so easy. So I know that when we talked about this slide before, I was telling you all, oh, it's so easy, right? But I hope you believe me now that you've seen it, how easy it is. As soon as you turn it on, you get to identify who on your team should be able to give reward points, how many they should give. The points are a penny a point. You're able to see it in dollars and in points. And drivers are able to redeem their points for electronic gift cards at some really, really cool vendors. My main takeaway today is that it's easy, it's timely because, hey, you're just in time for National Truck Driver Appreciation, Okay. And drivers are really going to appreciate receiving those points so that they can either stock them up and save for a big ticket item, or they can immediately begin to, redeem those for, an electronic gift card. So it's going to be really cool. And we're excited about our rewards platform, and we hope that you are too. All right, Taylor, I'm passing it on to you for closing remarks or any last questions that you have for today. Uh-oh, can't hear you, Taylor. I don't know if you muted.
Probably help if I hit the unmute button, wouldn't it, Christy? Well, hey, we do have one more question that's came in here. Do the drivers see who else is receiving those points?
Oh, no, they do not. They do not see anyone else who is receiving the points. If you saw some names in that last screen when I was in Driver Pulse, those are specific to the Tenstreet sponsored sweepstakes, where a driver is able to see just generally the name of another person who got like one of those Tenstreet sponsored rewards points. But for your company, they don't get any visibility in who else got points. It's great.
Yeah, thank you. That's a great question. Thank you so much. Now, awesome. Well, thank you all for joining us today. As a reminder, we will send out a copy of this webinar. It was recorded. Make sure that it's sent out to all of you within 24 hours after we wrap up here today. Just as a reminder of some of the upcoming webinars we do have Beyond Veteran Friendly, Achieving Veteran Ready Status, happening next Wednesday with our transportation specialist, Marilyn Serber. On top of that, we also have Exchange 101 training, Exchange 201 training, and safety management to round out the month as well. Reminder, we do have our Nashville Roadshow coming up on September 12th, this Tuesday. If you're interested, you can go into tenstreet.com/events and go ahead and get signed up for that. Spend a nice little half day with the Tenstreet team and Tim Crawford himself, and be able to talk through some of the practical solutions to help optimize your business practices, as well as just get some up-to-date data. On top of that, we're looking forward to seeing you at our user conference. Go ahead and sign up now. Be more than happy to see you there and meet every single one of you. But
Oh, yeah, heck yeah. Well, Taylor, I know I told you to close us out, but I would be remiss if I didn't say that you were the host with the most. Yeah, let's say that. Because I guess I'm the hostess with the mostest, and you're the host with the most. But anyway, it was so cool getting to team up with you to talk through rewards today. You are an absolute treasure, and we're blessed to have you. So if you've never heard from Taylor, just know that he's going to be a recurring voice with the Tenstreet webinars, and we couldn't be more thrilled about it. But also, we thank each of you for spending some time with us today. Like, this has been really great, and we're excited about rewards just in time for National Truck Driver Appreciation. So thank you all for joining us.
Christy, I just want to say it before we hop off too. Everyone wants to be Christy Choice when they grow up. So thank you so much for having us.
Oh, this is so great. So
Thank
great. All right. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.